McCarthy Athletic Center on the campus of Gonzaga University. A huge West Coast Conference game. It's our Thursday night showcase presented by T. Rowe Price as part of ESPN's Rivalry Week. St. Mary's and Gonzaga. And the 13th ranked Gaels sit atop the WCC, a perfect 11-0. Gonzaga 2 games back in the loss column, and the Bulldogs feeling like tonight, because of that, is a must-win game here at home. And as always, the enthusiasm level is so high here at Gonzaga. Welcome inside the kennel. Dave Fleming, Sean Farnham, happy to have you with us here. It's Rivalry Week, and we give a lot of publicity to some of the great rivalries around college basketball. Sean, this game needs to be included on that list.
It is the premier rivalry right now on the West Coast, without question. These two teams, they don't like each other, and this is a big contest that you're going to have to look at the inside presence for both of these teams to really elevate. The team that performs better and is a little bit tougher physically and mentally tonight is going to win this contest.
So speaking of that inside element, the first game between these two dominated by St. Mary's, and the Gaels dominated down low. So as we look at our one-on-one for tonight's matchup, we focus on a guy who's been a part of this rivalry for a long time and a guy who's pretty new to it himself.
The interior presence at the center position is so key. Robert Sacre has been a dominant force in the West Coast Conference over the course of his career, but he struggled in the first meeting back on January 12th. He needs to establish himself as a senior leader, rile up these fans, and lead his team to a victory. Brad Waldo has been a quiet presence underneath for St. Mary's. You say quiet because of his demeanor, but his numbers have been huge in the biggest games all season long against BYU and Gonzaga. He's averaging better than 17 points per contest.
So one of the keys for this huge game, that matchup, let's take a look at the starting lineup. The 13th ranked Gaels, Matthew Dellavedova, one of the very best point guards in the country. Waldo along with the senior Rob Jones, both playing so well down low. On the other side of things, for the Gonzaga Bulldogs, very young but ultra-talented backcourt, Kevin Pangos, Gary Bell Jr., and Sacre and Elias Harris down low. The experience and the production for the Bulldogs. Coach of Gonzaga, his 13th year, almost unprecedented success, second best active winning percentage of all coaches in college hoops. Mark Few, almost 80% of his games he's won here in Spokane. On the other side of things, a guy who's done a tremendous job himself, Randy Bennett, who has his scales poised in this huge game tonight for a chance at a win that could well lock up conference title all by themselves as they look to end the Zag streak of 11 consecutive West Coast Conference titles in a row. It's getting louder and louder here, Sean, as we get ready for opening tip. The students are ready, and we know this is one of the great environments in all of college basketball, but tonight there's a tension and maybe even a different intensity level inside here.
These students have been waiting for this game. This team and the Gonzaga Bulldogs waiting as that game back on the 12th of January has been moving on their minds. And this is why we do what we do, and this is why we love what we do. Because of environments like this, games like this, where these two teams are both at the high level on the conference, high level on the West Coast, and they're going to battle it out tonight.
It's hard to hear inside the kennel with the students getting ready for opening tip. It'll be Waldo and Sacre, the freshman and the senior Robert Sacre. 10th time he's faced St. Mary's in his Bulldogs career. Stephen Holt of the Gaels helped St. Mary's control the opening tip, and here is their outstanding junior point guard, Matthew Dellavedova, handling the ball. Rob Jones going up against Elias Harris with a little spin move and a shot rejected by Harris. Here comes Pangos and Gonzaga. Pangos misses the shot, and the rebound controlled by Waldo.
I like the idea to try to isolate Rob Jones early in this game because he struggled. In fact, didn't even score until the final 2 minutes of regulation in that game in Moraga. So trying to get him going, but just sensational defense by Elias Harris to stay on his feet.
Gaels won big that night anyway. Dellavedova against Sacre gets the first basket of the game.
So tough on those on-ball screens and a little bit of a mismatch in regards to speed out on the perimeter and just a little bit of savvy by Dellavedova.
Gary Bell Jr., freshman guard, gives it up to his fellow freshman Pangos. Sacre away for the basket. That's where St. Mary's wants him. Much more effective down close to the rim. Now he Gonzaga gets a touch close to the bucket, and Sacre misses that shot. The tip by Harris, he kept it alive, and the ball goes out of bounds off of Jones and St. Mary's. So the Zags with a fresh shot clock keep the ball.
Good recognition, getting the ball down low. Pretty good defense by Brad Waldo. Made the shot a little bit more difficult.
Tough catch by Elias Harris. Landrietti gives it back to Harris, who shoots a three. Short off the front iron. But Sacre gathers in the offensive board. Stephen Holt, excellent one-on-one defender, matched up here early with Pangos. Eddie, a lob play over the top. Harris catches in traffic, has the ball poked away. Again, out of bounds off of St. Mary's, though. 21 seconds still on that shot clock.
Good defense in the half-court set by St. Mary's, but Gonzaga once again creating another opportunity on this possession. Very active in the early stages.
Elias Harris, speaking of active, he has come to play tonight in this first minute plus.
I flew up here actually with his dad on my play, and he said, if I'm showing up to watch him play, I expect my son to bring forth a better effort than I've seen as of late. Elias has done that in the early stages.
Again, Dellavedova matched up with Sacre. This time, Sacre forced him to give it up. Goes by the big man and passes to Pangos with steal. Zags love to push tempo and run. Harris calling for the ball down low. Gonzaga can't yet get it to him. Landrietti to the bucket with the left hand.
Great activity, great aggressiveness by Gonzaga. Landrietti coming on late with great athleticism.
Jordan Page down low, and Waldo dunks it home.
A lot of times you watch Waldo and he catches the ball about a foot away from the rim, but he keeps it high, he finishes. He's been shooting a great percentage all conference long.
And Sacre was out on the perimeter, matched up again with Dellavedova, nowhere near the bucket to help defend. Here's Elias Harris. Missed that shot, got his own miss, and finishes hard.
Elias Harris has come to play tonight.
Holt's runner, no good, and Harris up above the rim to snatch down the rebound. Pangos going real fast, missed the shot, but draws a foul.
Elias Harris has created the buzz and the energy with the explosion and the finish, but he's gotten defensive rebounds. He's gotten blocked shots already. He's given second and third opportunities for his teammates. Elias Harris being that tough physical presence that I talked about in the open that was a necessity tonight for the Bulldogs.
Well, he's their leading scorer, but he has not been playing particularly well of late. Pangos makes the first of two free throws.
Dave, we are less than 3 minutes into this game. Harris has 4 points and 3 rebounds already to go along with a blocked shot. That's exactly the kind of start that they need to have, because if the interior presence goes, that's what opens up the perimeter game for guys like Pangos and Bell.
Pangos rattles home the second free throw, and a good start here for the Zags with the early 4-point lead. Jones against Harris. And again, Harris blocks the shot. Mary's got back on defense. Gonzaga runs their half-court offense here. Gary Bell Jr., what an excellent all-around freshman he is, and very aggressive going to the bucket. Harris tips it in, but they wave off the basket and say Elias Harris went over the back.
You know, but if I'm Mark Few, I like the aggressiveness out of Harris even on that play. They go after the ball, it's up in the glass. The shot comes up over the top. You see Harris cleanly come over the top, but the official makes the call.
Well, St. Mary's ball here. Holt, nice bounce pass, and again, Waldo finishes at the rim.
So good at just establishing position deep underneath the basket, and his teammates do a superb job finding him underneath.
So an under-the-radar player, Brad Waldo, the freshman, has come up huge for St. Mary's this year. Eddy. Penetrates. Eddy missed the shot. Here's Matthew Dellavedova. Quickly into the front court. Waldo runs the court. Missed that one, though. And Sacre helped force that miss. I think Pangos was thinking about the three in transition. Sacre, little hook shot.
And a clear point of emphasis early in this game to score in the paint.
Dellavedova finds Waldo with the foul. It'll be a chance for a three-point play. Intense start here, a great rivalry in Spokane tonight. When we come back, how do you define a rivalry? We'll try to do it from the kennel. Dave Fleming, Sean Farnham back here in Spokane. Sean talked about how this rivalry has blossomed into the most intense here out west. Off the top of our show here tonight, Robert Sacre said earlier this year about facing St. Mary's. They hate us and we hate them. It's a love-hate relationship. They make us better. We make them better. And I think unquestionably, as Gonzaga has had their decade plus of dominance in the WCC, other programs have had to chase down the Zags. But at this moment in time here, Sean, St. Mary's such a strong team this year, and it's Gonzaga, at least at the moment, is trying to chase the Gaels in the WCC.
Well, let's recall down the stretch a year ago, a similar situation after the first half of league play. It was the Gaels that were out in front. Gonzaga ended up beating them in Moraga. St. Mary's dropped a couple of games that maybe were uncharacteristic or not seen as coming down the stretch that they were going to fall down to. And guess what happens? A co-championship in the regular season and a conference tournament title for the Gonzaga Bulldogs.
Well, you might have noticed in that graphic about this rivalry, the two have met 9 times in the last 13 years in the WCC postseason tournament. So that has intensified the rivalry between Gonzaga and St. Mary's. Brad Waldo missed the chance for the three-point play, but the Gaels get the offensive rebound. Rob Jones nowhere to go against Sacre. Gives it up to Stephen Holt. Right back to Jones. Reluctant to shoot that three. A little shot fake. Jones missed the good look.
And Jones reluctant to shoot the three because he's been struggling, just 3 of 28 over the last 7 games from behind the arc.
Sam Dower in off the bench for Gonzaga. Steps through and he finishes with his left hand.
Randy Bennett told us that he feels as if Sam Dower is the best low post back to the basket scorer in the West Coast Conference.
And he doesn't even start for the Zags. Dellavedova can't get a better look than that. But some cold shooting for the Gaels here at the outset. Dower fumbled it and had to give it up out of the low block. Pangos, quick move, missed the layup. Gives it back to Matthew Dellavedova, averaging better than 15 a game, better than 6 assists per game. Good catch by Waldo in traffic against Sacre. A couple of shot fakes. Sacre still blocked it. Waldo, a third chance. No, blocked again.
That's great defense by Robert Sacre, not fouling in that situation.
Dower with the soft touch for the big man.
Dave, we've been in a lot of loud environments and we've been in this building many times, but I don't think it's ever been louder than it is tonight. And a big part of that has been the effort that this team has shown early. Watch the interior defense of Robert Sacre. Position defense, putting your hands up, just making it a little difficult, being active. Waldo misses the follow-up and gets his hand on the second third attempt to knock it away.
A foul was called, not a shooting foul against Gonzaga at that last whistle. So new shot clock for St. Mary's with some substitutes in off the bench, including this guy, Kenton Walker, who finds Clint Steindl, who hits a three from the corner.
And Steindl, coming off the bench, he had started for most of his career, but a shift in the lineup after he suffered a groin injury in the middle portion of December.
Both coaches really using their benches early in this game.
I think it's because